folks. Welcome back to the DNR podcast. We're back. We're back, baby. I know you missed us. You probably didn't, but either way, Ben the Bane Davis, formerly on season 41 of The Challenge, Vets and New Threats, and my guy, Riley Osborne. Now, Riley, episode 8, a very interesting one. I think our uncle, Unc CT, got a little heat on him this episode.
Big boy CT. He did get a little heat on him. But you know what? He walked through the heat. So at the end of the day, we're gonna go over this and we're gonna detail what went down. But that being said, it's a great episode. So I think we should cover it from start to finish. Go over the deets that everyone maybe didn't know. We've unleashed our insider information spawns over there, our radar trackers to make sure we know what's going on, and we do. So we got some good details.
We
that
got our
people
birds
might have
on
missed.
the street that are feeding us. Yeah.
Remember, the birds are government agents. Okay.
So episode 7 left us with Tay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. My bad.
Riley, I'm taking it back. I'm setting the scene.
Yeah, because we may or may not have missed that episode.
the astute viewers. So Tay beats the shit out of Izzy in this elimination. It was this like basketball and you're stacking blocks. Izzy just error after error after error, whether it be knocking the podium over so that she couldn't stack completely all the way, or when she was stacking, the bricks falling. It just, nothing seemed to be going right. Couldn't get the ball in the top hoop to give herself as much time. Nothing was going her way. On the opposite side, Tay killed it in that elimination. Tay's on fire.
This is her second elimination as well, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And the last time, dogged it out too. I mean, she, when you look at her, she doesn't give that vibe that she would be like someone that digs deep like that. She absolutely is. It's pretty cool to see. It's pretty badass.
100%. And like it complements I know that she doesn't really get much screen time in the confessionals and maybe in the house and the conversations, the moments, the scenes. We don't really see much of Tay, but I can assure you, the nicest fucking person ever. Truly, when I was there, a person I would seek out every day because they were just great to be around, right? Fun company. And the fact that she's got that dog in her as well, right? This beast within, I think it just makes her a strong fucking competitor. But we come into episode 8, and I think Olivia is feeling the heat because now you just lost Izzy, which was your big anchor in the the New Threats encampment. Rogan went home, which was a number for Olivia right off the rip of this season. And I want to say somebody else. That Cara left, and I think Cara was much more Olivia-sided than otherwise. But it's like Olivia's crumbling a little bit. I think Olivia is feeling the heat a little bit because that really strong UK alliance she had, Riley, is starting to get a little smaller.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of when she came into the game, she looks like this fort. You know what I mean? She has these like people around her protecting her, which is interesting because she's also definitely notable, like a target in the negative sense, but she was able to navigate that much more seamlessly than a Bananas who comes in and he's kind of like, I am the challenge, puts this big target on his back, but he doesn't really have this defense network. She played a much more intelligent game because she knows she's a target. So she comes in much more prepared and much more defended. But we've seen that kind of wash away over the episodes. I don't know if that's been a like very deliberate effort or if it's been a bit more just happenstance. I would say it's a bit of both. But it is interesting to see she's becoming slightly more exposed for sure.
Yeah. And look, she had to earn her stripes, right? Sending LEKA home, going down to the arena. You got to give Olivia props because she's earning the spot in this season. But let's expand more on that. LEKA, this episode was titled "Justice for LEKA," and the New Threats seem to have created this campaign against CT that he is this untrustworthy, conniving person who threw a daily and sent her home, even though I think that that's bullshit. I'm just going to right off the rip, this is stupid for a myriad of different reasons. Like we covered in that episode, right, with LEKA, if CT was really going to throw a challenge, he'd do a couple things. One, it would be a group effort. The people he was aligned with would be aware, and there would be a lot of intentionality behind it. You know, I'm going to throw this in order to do this. And he would own up to it in the confessionals. I don't think you would see him backtracking there, and he didn't do either of those things. And so for people to like jump on him and then come into this episode and go, yeah, we're gonna get you back finally. It's just like, girl, leave it alone.
Yeah, it's also really ironic because if CT had deliberately thrown it and had said he was doing so, nobody would care.
No.
So like nobody would care because as we see in this episode, because his partner throws it. She throws the challenge on him. She screws him. She throws him in the deep end. And nobody's like, "Oh, wow. How dare you?" It's the thought of manipulation that offends people.
Yeah.
Because overt manipulation doesn't offend people. That's part of the show. But
I would say
the concept that he could be is more offensive to these people than if he actually were to have thrown it.
And I think
I genuinely think if he doubled down on it, people would have been like, okay, I guess. And if he was just like, screw you, yes, I threw it, hated her as a partner, they would have cared less. I promise.
I don't know. No, I think they still would have cared. They would have just had a different feeling associated with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they wouldn't have cared in the same way.
But I'll say this: I think Michaela doesn't have the shit thrown at her because, right? It's a tit for tat. Everyone thinks that CT threw it, so Michaela's like, yeah, I'll throw it. That's why no one cares. But let's get into this challenge. Ahead of, I think they were in the third heat. It was the same water tower as before. This time, elevated in the air, and instead of rock holds that get progressively narrower, it's the same kind of pathway you have to get up on each side with a big block, and then you set it at the top, get as many as you can, then you have a 500-meter swim, and your time stops. So, I mean, honestly, a very interesting challenge, a fun-looking challenge, and it's spinning, so you've got a very dynamic, layered daily. Did anything really feel surprising about that daily challenge?
No, I mean, I don't know what's with the producers, but they love overwater climbing features.
They want pain, man.
Yeah, they're doubling down on it. Yeah, no, one, it didn't surprise me that Jeremy won that because he's a freak. Yeah. And it also, again, I'm going to take it right back to CT. It also didn't surprise me that he got to the top of it because we mentioned in the last one, there's the difference between the throwing a challenge, right? And also and knowing it's not your time.
Yeah.
And knowing when to take the risk. And last time, again, he has no loyalty to LEKA. Fundamentally, he does not have any loyalty there. So why take the risk? The risk outweighed the reward. It was just that was the calculation he made. And if he'd just been honest about that, I think people would have been a lot less heat on him. Right now, it's a boys' day, right? The risk does not outweigh the reward, right?
So
the risk does outweigh the reward. So when he made that calculation, he dug deep. He got it done.
And this is also easier to climb than that ladder. Like, I think that was the thing. You've heard it from many cast members. No, you've heard it from many cast members.
Did they say that?
Yeah, because it was swaying back and forth. It hard to grab and climb up the ladder. Like, Theo was having trouble with it as well. Like, it wasn't just CT that it was experiencing problems with it. Maybe he experienced the most issues, but tricky ladder. Meanwhile, this one is very, like, the handholds are pretty clearly defined, and you just have to go up and down as opposed to dealing with the swing. I don't know, but maybe I can see the optics of it, but I just think there are tangible differences that need to be considered and contextualized for, CT's sake. But either way, again, it doesn't matter because like we've talked about, Michaela throws it. She says, fuck him, whatever, I'm not helping, which is hilarious. I think Michaela, she's played at times a really smart game. And then every now and again, she'll make like a dumb decision here or something that I disagree with that I think isn't smart. But this episode, again, it's a smart Michaela move. Everyone in the house is mad at him. I'll further ingratiate myself to everybody by sacrificing the very large lamb, right?
Yeah, and I think probably the biggest thing that has happened in this season has been the constant change of partners. Because there's no loyalty to the partners at all. In fact, there's more loyalty to the house than to each other's team. And I think that is actually going to get worse and worse and worse. Because if this was an environment where, and I mean, the points, finally get brought up. So there is that theory that you have incentive. I think the points when they were thinking about this, like, okay, how do we kind of create some sort of team cohesion?
Yeah.
And the points could be that. And so that's what they're trying to do there. But the reality is there's no team cohesion. And the points have not been strong enough to make that team cohesion. So for her, it was almost to benefit, to betray her team. When fundamentally, if in my opinion, that should have a negative impact on you. You know, to throw your partner in, you should be putting yourself on the line. And of course, puts yourself at risk of being the hangnail, but you know, you're ingratiating yourself with the house, so maybe they'll look out for me next episode. So I think that was the thought process, but still, I don't think there's enough kind of heat on if you're not giving your all for your teammate when they've added this constant change.
And yeah, to that point, maybe if there's like such extreme clarity that you're throwing a challenge, it's going to detract points from you. Hey, so instead of getting 8 points today, I'm taking 8 off your board because this show, you know, you have the bullshit in the house and the social political game. During the dailies, you got to bust your ass. You got to earn it like everybody else. And when you don't do that, there's consequences. And I feel like there have been instances like that in the past where TJ will be like, you did X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, you're out.
You're gone. Talk about being out. 2 big things I want to mention. Firstly, Theo. So Theo this episode was in a very tricky spot. His body is, I don't know. We're going to talk about this, you know, whether or not some people were fit to come on this season. CT with his weight, Derek Kaczynski with his ACL injury last year. But Theo, oh my God, he didn't have any conditioning, right? Was incredibly slow, which is wild considering he's an Olympic level athlete, or was. And his back was really fucked up. His knee was super fucked up to the point where he was medically not able to participate in this daily challenge. And so Will, who was the hangnail after Izzy went home, becomes Dee's partner, which is hilarious. And then Theo's the hangnail. Now, Riley, this is something that I need clarity on because the last time that we were in this fucking quarry and a challenger wasn't medically able to compete in that daily, they went straight to the arena. But for whatever reason, Theo is totally Gucci, you know? And I get that that's because he went to do the MRI and then, you know, wasn't medically deemed unfit or whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. It feels like there was a precedent that was set and then it wasn't really followed.
Yeah, but
which is
the fact that he went to the MRI and was deemed fine is also kind of weird, in my opinion, because now it's like, so you can just say you have an ouchie and you don't have to compete in these.
I have
like,
a boo-boo.
Well, but that's what it is, and it's the body. The body can lie to us. So I'm not at all saying he faked an injury, but I'm just saying, if that's how it's deemed, you shouldn't benefit from that in any way, you know. And especially now, Will's got to be in there with his one great love, you know, his Helen of Troy, you know, like he's gotta muscle through this.
Which, and like he, you know, I think he did a pretty damn good job on zero notice being thrown into this daily challenge with a partner that he has tense relationships with. Credit to Will for, you know, this guy's insane at times, this show. This guy's fucking insane. But when he locks in, Will locks the fuck in. And I love that about him.
He is such a Marine. Just a lunatic, and then like, oh, I have to go to work now. Okay, I'm in. I'm awake now. Yeah, exactly. Like, click, I'm here. You know, like,
which is perfect TV.
Unclick,
man.
Oh shit! You know, like, yeah, it is perfect TV. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde if he was a jacked up white boy.
Yeah. You know what it is? You know, let's be honest. It's testosterone. It's androgynous testosterone entering his body through interesting means.
But okay,
anyways,
so
continuing.
Let's talk about the winners. You mentioned Jeremy. Jeremy dominated this. I believe he got 4 blocks. Most teams got 1 or 2. Some got 0. So for Jeremy, again, just showing how much of a badass he is, how easily he was able to scale up this. He was partnered with Sydney, and credit where credit's due. Great swimmer, and they had a very smart game plan of Jeremy climbed all the way to the top, and then Sydney would grab the blocks and go halfway up, and they kind of meet in the middle so that they don't have to go all the way down or all the way up. Smart. I thought there was a couple teams that followed that strategy. That was the meta. That's the way to do it. Now, here's where I can shit on Sydney. In her heat, she fell off first. Before anybody else, Sydney fell off. So, girl, get some rock climbing in. Get some. I need some too. But you
Figure out how to rock climb, bitch.
We'll both figure out how to rock climb.
Yeah, bro, you're throwing stones from a glass house right now. It's
No. As I'm eliminated.
Yeah.
You should have done a better job in the daily. You should have done a better job on the season. But yeah, so they come in first. Sydney is now, I believe, back-to-back wins or 2 wins in the last 3 daily challenges, finding herself competitively in the house, which is what I anticipated, right? She is such a strong competitor. It's only a matter of time before she's going to find, the higher, rankings on the dailies. And they get the power, I believe, to nominate a team to go up against the loser of today's challenge, or excuse me, nominate a team to be on the chopping block against Theo, the hangnail, to go into the arena against CT, because Michaela botched it, right, intentionally. And it's an interesting one.
Did they pick, I'm forgetting, did they pick who went in against CT, or just who went in against the hangnail to be voted for CT?
In the nomination, yeah. They were able to nominate someone against Theo, and then the House was going to have to vote. And here's where I have to call bullshit on this whole Justice for LEKA thing, because everybody in their confessionals and in the House is going, Justice for LEKA, we want to get CT out, we want to get CT out of here. And then you nominate Derek fucking Chavez to be on the block against Theo. I'm sorry. Derek against CT in anything physical is cooked.
I disagree.
What the fuck?
I disagree.
What do you think that he beats CT in a physical elimination? And granted, they have no clue what the elimination is.
Almost every single elimination up until this point. I think Derek wins.
Derek would not.
So Hall Brawl, no. Derek loses. Hall Brawl, Derek loses.
The Gabe and Johnny one, Derek loses that.
Maybe. CT's got no cardio. 0.
But he's strong. He's a strong motherfucker.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he can do the short, strong ones like you and Derek had. He would win that one for sure. But even the one where you're running with the rope, I think CT's got like 3 solid pulls in him.
No,
and then he's exhausted.
I think CT. Here's my hot take. I think CT also beats Derek in that first elimination.
Justice for Derek.
Justice for Derek.
You know what's funny? I would say almost all the woman eliminations, If that was like a guy elimination, I think Derek wins all those ones, because the woman ones have been much more cardio focused, and the guy ones are a lot more like run at each other.
I think Derek beats CT in the Izzy versus Tay one. I think Derek beats him 100%. There. I think
and the LEKA one. No shot.
And the
no shot.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I know.
the LEKA one.
Okay. Yeah.
I was about to come over to your house and whoop some ass.
He's gonna get up there. I promise.
Yeah. Dude,
I know he doesn't.
You've never seen this guy drive the body, okay?
When he digs, Riley.
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 on the first one, right, with the hamster balls, because CT has more weight and he has the intelligence, unlike Rogan, to clock in that it's physics-based. And I think that's where his size would help out move that over a little bit easier. Okay. So I don't know. I just feel out of all the eliminations we've seen this season, very lopsided in CT's favor. And it's been very not headbanger-esque all the time, but like physical elimination. Everything's been physical
enough of
to
the
some
time.
extent.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely physical.
So if you're gonna want to send CT home, if that's the driving motivation for this episode, nominating Derek Chavez makes no sense.
Put Gabe in again. There's no negative to that.
Reason. Yeah.
He's gonna. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna go. Yeah, put me in. Put me in. He's gonna be pumped.
I'm gonna nominate myself.
I'm
gonna nominate myself again.
Yeah.
Or
he's
Leroy.
Gonna double down.
Put Leroy on the chopping block. Another strong dude that's built like an ox. And then it's between Gabe, Leroy, and Theo, or depending on who they put up. And it's like that. Those are way better options in my head before knowing what the arena is to send CT home if that's your real motivation. But I don't think it was. And here's where...
It wasn't, yeah.
It wasn't. Because I think that what they did is they burned Chavez because that's a number for Olivia, and they figured CT was going to send him home. And then because they have the numbers in the house, they might next week be like, you know what? Let's just do it again.
Yeah, let's just keep throwing CT in there.
Keep him in the arena. I think that might happen.
Do it again.
Do it one more time. But I just because that would make the easier and like the knee jerk one is throw the best person against CT. But then I think the more mature, savvy game would be, hey, we can use CT as a wrecking ball to take out some more of Olivia's crew, and then see whatever happens, right?
Damn, I didn't think of that at all. I think you're right.
Because it does not add up to me. They're all banging pots and pans about getting justice for LEKA. Also, and I like LEKA a ton. It's not like we were there that long, right? Like, what do you mean they're acting like this is your friend of 25 years and CT just executed her in the back of the skull?
Yeah, she's a newbie, too. Yeah, she's not even a vet. Like, they haven't built these long. That's what I was saying where, again, it comes down to. And it's also like, oh, justice for LEKA because CT kicked her off. It's like, that's the show.
Well, so she went down there to the arena, and LEKA had the opportunity to fight to come back, and she lost. It's not like CT sent her off of the show. He put her in a very bad position, right? Still up for debate.
And then they put Olivia up against her when they could have put anyone else.
Exactly. Don't give me justice for LEKA when you could have thrown Izzy up there, and then LEKA would have come home, bro. Like, it is just dog shit annoying. And for Turbo...
Well, no, but hold up, pause. Because you're getting real riled up here, all right?
I'm getting mad. I'm getting so mad.
What I'm saying is, like, there's no real morality behind any of these decisions.
Yeah,
and they're trying to apply morality to CT and to what he's done. But they're not applying that same morality to all the decisions that they've made up until this point, right? Because that would take them taking accountability for it. So but at the same time, if I'm in that house, Ben, and I see an easy target, and you probably should have done this a bit better yourself. If I see an easy target, I'm shooting at it.
Yeah.
Because now it's not on me. So if I see any sense of like, people, CTs, you can't trust him, we should get him out of here. I'm just sitting there going, yup, let's get him out of here. I'm not going to be the one guy that's going to be like, I don't know. What about if you put me in there instead? Like, no, I'm just going to go, yep. Like, fucking yep.
Well,
get him out of here.
You've lost me because, if people were actually going, we want to get CT out of here, what I would have said is, okay, who can actually get him out? And that's who we need to send in.
Yeah, but
it's about...
No. Ben, you're missing the point. Well, it's not about getting him out of there. That doesn't matter.
I know.
It's about
if
one of the two nominations is him, I'm just agreeing with it.
Right.
Because now I've eliminated at least 50% of the nomination. So I'm saying I'm happy to nominate. If there's even whispers of like nominating someone that's not me, nominate that motherfucker.
Right.
Yes.
You hop on it. Yes, it's all about deflecting.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I'm not saying like, oh yeah, we have to get him out of here. Like, how do we figure out how to do that? I'm just saying like, yeah, no, we should totally vote him in. Like, for sure, we should do that. Like,
what if we push him down the stairs?
What if you threw the challenge and everything and we voted him in for sure?
What if,
and
like,
then we should actually, you know what? I would then be like, and then we should put Gabe in there because he's such a freak.
And I just standing there like,
back. What? Nah, but I know Gabe. Gabe'd be like, yeah, I am a freak. You know, like I fucking. I feel like me and Gabe would get along because I'd be like, let's send this fucking animal in there, and he'd be like, I am an animal.
Right. That's correct.
There's no way he'd be like, I'm not an animal. He'd be, yeah, I'm a fucking. You're right. I should go in there because I will eliminate him. Like, Gabe would be fucking pumped up about the opportunity.
Just wind him up. Just wind him up as like a toy and then set him out.
Yeah, you just look at him and he'd be like, you know what's funny about that, Gabe? CT said he'd fuck you up in the eliminations.
I was just talking to him, and CT was like, yeah, Gabe has nothing for me.
CT literally looked at me and was like, Gabe ain't got shit on me, dog. Like, I will fuck that dude up.
Gabe, I wouldn't take that if I was you, man. Like, I think you might have to go down there and show him what's up. You might have to get in there and, like, let him know, bro. Let him know. Take out 2 goats. What's better than 1 goat? 2 goats, Gabe.
2 goats.
Get in there. And then Gabe goes home.
Dude.
No, but so that's the crux for me because if you are trying to, and this is also CT not having really any strong allies at this point, is where it's really hurting him, because the obvious counter socially and politically in the house is to say, hey, if you guys really want CT gone, why the hell are you putting Derek Chavez on the block? Hypocrisy, double standard, you guys are being false and fake as fuck. And then that could have galvanized a little bit more of a shift against this whole justice for LEKA nonsense that everyone's subscribing to. I don't think if you had called that bullshit quicker on, the rest of the house wouldn't have like swarmed and grown to this whole justice for LEKA thing, right? If they were like, hey, I don't think you guys actually mean that shit. But either way.
Like I said, I think, dude, sorry to keep interrupting you, but I do think we've gotten to this point of the show where it is just, people are just surviving. So they're not, if the name ain't them, they're not pushing back on it. Let's talk about the actual elimination itself. Give us the quick rundown on that.
So they walk into the arena, and it is Derek Chavez's worst nightmare, a pole wrestle against a grizzly bear in CT. And I think this is actually a stat, fact check me if I'm wrong, no challenger has ever had to do a hall brawl and a pole wrestle in the same season. First time ever in this franchise that someone's had to do both. So it's like for Chavez to get arguably two of the hardest eliminations in this season, tough run for him. And he gave CT everything that he had, but it was just clear from the get-go that the strength equation was not in his favor. He was getting tossed around like a beanbag chair. It was tough. It honestly, like, credit to Derek for hanging onto the pole and trying his best, but he was in survival mode. He wasn't in win mode against CT.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that your only hope there is to maintain it as long as possible. Break the rules, but maintain it as long as possible and hope that CT gets tired. And he just wasn't able to do that, which makes sense. I mean, we're talking about probably a, 60-pound advantage for CT here?
Oh, my God. Maybe
more.
Maybe like 75, 80 pounds?
Nah, he's probably 240, CT.
He started the season at like 270, 280.
Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. Oh, my God.
I know,
really?
Dude. Big!
He carries it well.
Big!
He carries it well, but anyways, yeah. So he has to kind of dig deep, maintain that, but it does not work out for him.
And so it was, first to two, CT sweeps him, and Derek did say, I think he said this publicly, but CT was playing a little dirty in there on that pole wrestle. He was putting his knee on Derek's hands and twerking his fingers off, and it was CT played it nasty, played it.
He's a vet.
Right, that's kind of I thought that Chavez would try some tricks like that, right? Meet fire with fire. If CT's putting his knee on your arm or your face, like
Ben, I'm curious about your thought process here because it feels like I don't know why I just have no qualm with CT playing the game like this. I mean, he is there fundamentally for himself, right? Yeah. He's there to win for himself, for his family, and he's gonna do what has to be done, so it seems like it seems almost like there's this hyper social aspect to the game right now. And I just know within a couple episodes, that's gone. Once more than half of this house is gone, it's every man for himself like that. So I feel like CT's just kind of playing that too early. He's kind of played his hand too early. But if I'm in an elimination and I'm not doing everything I can to win, because as we've seen specifically from Bananas, the producers don't really care about the rules that much. So you got to do whatever you can to win. It's a lot about manipulating the rules. Yeah. So I for Derek, who's a vet, like you would think that he'd be doing the same thing. Not that I think he had any chance here either way, but
yeah. I was going to say maybe the reason why it was hard for him to even bend those rules is just this was such an uneven matchup. Yeah. That, like I said, he's in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you're not thinking, "Ooh, let me do this dirty trick," or let me tactically go here. You're just going,
yeah.
This is exactly what happened.
You're on a roller coaster ride for sure.
Yeah. I think that Turbo, random tangent. Turbo, this episode had a lot of action and heat towards CT and Derek. He coined a term for Derek he started calling him FF, fake as fuck. And Derek and I were both confused. We were like, that should be FAF, Turbo. You're missing missing a key letter in there. But it's I don't really understand why Turbo's calling him fake as fuck, because I don't think Derek, and this is because when Turbo was with D, Derek voted D in a nomination, which was inconsequential because D didn't even fucking go in. But Turbo then gets upset because he's like, "You're coming from me, Braza. You're voting for me." And Derek's like, "No." And I believe Derek even talked to Turbo about it before that nomination. It was like, "Hey, I've got to vote for your guys' team." You know? And sometimes it is, I'm voting for your partner to vote for you. But sometimes it's also, I'm just voting for your partner, and that's that. And if you do become a hangnail, maybe the house won't be able to take advantage of it because, again, we're not coming for you. That is a reality that Turbo, I think, is failing to recognize. And so for him to just have this hatred, I mean,
I think Turbo has virtually no strategy. I think the guy just is like...
I disagree.
Yeah?
I think he's smarter. I think he's playing this type of role maybe of, you know, I don't know, and who knows? I think he's playing a much more strategic game.
He's just, you know what he is? He's hiding behind English as a second language. Straight up.
Imagine if he speaks it like fluently with no accent. It's like,
no, I'm saying that he uses the fact that he doesn't speak English fluently to manipulate people's perception of him, and is instead just like super direct. When I think that he probably, I agree with you. He probably has like a lot more going on. I mean, there's like people that I know that have, you know, English as their second language. Like their personality is different in their first language, genuinely, because like they can convey themselves so much better. So I think that it could be part of it for sure.
I'm just saying it would be kind of funny if in the house he's like, "Braza, you're voting for me. Why vote me?" And then in the confessionals he's like, then I told Derek,
"This stupid piece of shit. Listen."
And so then he voted for me, and I had no clue why he did that. But no, so and this is again why the Justice for LEKA shit, because like Turbo, who was so aggro at CT as well, was happy to have him come back. Michaela, who threw the daily challenge and sent CT in, like Michaela was rooting for CT to come back, which makes sense because I guess for Michaela, she's so anti-Olivia that anti-Derek as well. But it's like, I don't know. It is a little tricky to track at some times where people's prioritizations are. To me, it almost seems like there was a group in the house that does fuck with CT that is maybe working with him in some capacity, but they also recognized, hey man, we have to get you in there. You have to go in because of what's going on, and we want you to come back, and we're going to play this angle of Justice for LEKA, and we're going to play this angle of we want CT gone, but in reality, you know.
Yeah, I'm not against your thought process.
But either way, so Derek Chavez gets swept. This, I think, was his 7th season. Came in second. He was the runner-up on season 40. Now goes home midway through season 41. 1-1 in eliminations this season. Beat me in a hall brawl and then ran up against a brick wall in CT.
Imagine you versus CT in that hall brawl.
Dude.
I'm going to say, too, you got really unlucky.
In terms of, like, elimination. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was... That and obviously the one of Gabe and Bananas were the two worst possible, and this one now were the worst possible ones that you could have been in. But again, it's like, I don't know why the women are getting kind of lucky with these. Like, obviously that's not accidental by the producers.
Running up a treadmill and then doing brick stacking versus like a pole wrestle or a hall brawl.
Well, I think you have a lot better cardio than people think you do.
Yeah.
And that would have benefited you. But instead, they're just like, hey, here's a sprint challenge for all the guys. It's all been about, sprint, high impact, get this done quick.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
But, all right, let's take it to a couple tweets that I want to highlight. So we've spent so long talking about CT, and the fans are really, invested in him. They've been following him for years, and they're kind of mad that people in the house are anti-CT, right? Imagine thinking CT is a liability and not the blueprint. Are they being for real right now? You've got this one from Christine Bella. The day CT is no longer on the challenge is the day I know all the real fans, real viewers will tune out, be it further episodes of the challenge or in general. He is the challenge. The new challengers wouldn't exist without him. Fuck out of here. And you've
Johnny
got,
Bananas reading that?
Yeah.
Who did you just say is the challenge?
I'm sorry.
I'm the challenge.
Pounding his chest in his room. Fucking. I agree. It's hard to like these noobs. I always come to see the vets we've watched for years. Yes. Hey, listen. It's great to have your fan favorites and like your affinity for people you've watched for years you've grown up alongside them. But like CT in his own admission said that this has been a terrible season for me and I came on deeply out of shape and I have not been performing that well. So like for anyone to criticize CT on 41, there is like such justification, and I get that he's got the super fans and this hardcore audience, but they should sort of, have that common sense to go, listen, I love this guy to death. He's my favorite challenger. But yeah, he's kind of had this is not the best one of him.
It begs the question of how much does past performances value current performances. And for me, I mean, we're obviously in the realm of fighting. People say like your last fight is the fight that matters.
Yeah,
it does not matter
as good as your last fight.
How good you were 10 years ago. It does not matter, right? What matters is how good you are now. And fundamentally, he's been underperforming. Now, that being said, this season, I think it'll be a wake-up call for him. Maybe he comes in fitter next year and he doesn't just kind of show up like, yeah, this is my fat camp, as he was saying, which is crazy. Yeah. Like, that's crazy to be like, yeah, I've showed up out of shape to get in shape here. Like, that's wild to me. But, yeah, I understand it. And again, I don't even have a problem with his playing so far. I think he acknowledges the condition that he's came in and has really strategically played a game to make sure that he's doing the best he can with what he has for himself. And that doesn't bother me. But yeah, he has not been a good teammate or a powerful, impactful player, because I think whenever he's not on the chopping block, he's like, I'm taking this day off because I'm going to save myself for the day that I need to show up, which is what we saw this episode.
So this is Spies
that's
Lies.
Crazy.
Yeah,
bro
so
is
Spies,
ripped.
This was, dude. So fucking premiere 2021. So let's say that they filmed it in 2020.
Damn.
So in 5 years,
It's easy to put weight on, bro.
And again, I'm not coming at the guy. I really do love CT, but it's just about that acknowledgement and recognition that, okay, I had a pretty improper prep for this season, and I got to get back to that vintage version, which I think he still can. Like, yes, he's 45, and there is a lot of differences in
45
his
is
life.
fine, man. You're young.
Yeah. Well, because he was 40 on Spies, Lies, and Allies, and looked like a beast. So
yeah, dude, just take some TRT, call it a day.
Dude,
you're good to go.
Hit Will up. Let's get on the
Dude, there's no way I'm not taking TRT at 45. Yeah. There's no way. I'm taking whatever you want to give me at 45 to stay healthy and fit. Like, I'm not saying I'm blasting, but I'm gonna have the test of a 20-year-old.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do. Okay,
I think that
one.
he's still that jacked. It's just under a layer now. I think he just loses the weight, he'd look like that.
And recently, like I've seen recent photos of him in the last month or two, he's leaned out, he's looking good, and
this was a wake-up call for him, I bet.
Exactly. Here's Michaela. She posted a couple days ago, desperate times call for strategic measures. Find out why the phony brought out fans in Phoenix tonight on MTV, The Challenge with fans. So this was referencing the Challenge Mania that we all did in Phoenix last week. Derek had this like fan that he opened up, and it had the word cunt on it. And so when he was talking about Michaela, he was like, I don't have anything to say. And then he flapped the fan out and was like, I don't know. I talked to him about this, and he was like, it really wasn't intended to be this moment that blew up and garnered such reactions, but it did.
Why would you do that? Yes, it was.
I guess. Listen, when I shot him in the head, I didn't think it was going to be like a big deal.
A big deal. Yeah.
I just robbed that bank. There's many banks, right? It's not that extreme.
Yeah, no, that means nothing to me.
But it is because so many people are like torn down the middle on Michaela, and I know that Derek, Olivia, they despise her. They called her a nasty girl, and were really just super against her.
What's your take on her? Yeah?
Man, because, like, I don't have, like, an extreme thought. I really liked working with her, the Daily Challenge. Like, she was my favorite partner to work with. I think that, like I said, she's played really smart at most times in this game, and she's had a couple small errors that I'm just like, I disagree with, and I don't think that that was the best move for you or, you know, whatever people you're allied with. Now, again, I didn't play that smart myself. Right. But I don't have this extreme thought, and maybe, who knows, like, more could unfold as this season progresses and my thought changes. Right. But it's like, it's just interesting to me how polarizing she is to some people. And it again illuminates, like, the line between this is a game and we're all playing and we're in this social political environment versus, like, what's personal, what's real life. And it seems like some people's feelings on Michaela has really blended into just this personal disdain, which I'm like, I don't really. That's not, you know, it's not me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with that as well. Again, I my thing is whenever there is money and competition on the line, I take things a lot less personally because people act very, very differently under those circumstances than they do under just normal circumstances. So as you're saying, I think that we'll probably see something a bit later once the money starts being a little more tangible. Once they can taste it a little more, I think that some knives are going to come out for sure.
Okay, so a couple other random things at the end of this episode that I wanted to chat with you on. This weekend, very fun weekend, talking about Derek Chavez. We were just at the premiere of him. You can see us there. We had our boy on the red carpet. Look at this. Ooh,
dude, in there with the Getty images.
We got the Getty, bro. Johnny was there as well, and we just had a fantastic time. Like, I really, truly appreciate Derek Chavez for, after beating me in that hall brawl and being given those tickets, sort of being like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't have gotten this without Ben, so let me bring him. We had a really, really nice time. The first night we got in, we hung out with Corey Lay, who is another challenger, and Anissa. We all went to a karaoke bar. Just a ton of fun. And then the premiere, excellent time. The movie was good. It's a good movie.
I haven't seen it. I'll
just... listen, the movie was really good.
Yeah.
The movie, I actually really liked the movie. But then afterwards, I was just hanging out with Johnny all night, and listen, I know so many people have their thoughts on him, but he is a very, very funny guy. The charisma, it just, bro, he just doesn't turn off. You know, he just does not turn off.
He's like
ever.
that all the time. Hey,
and I like hanging around him because, like, I myself am at times an energetic and pretty extroverted person, and so we gel together nicely, and it was a good time and a very, very special experience. So props to Derek Chavez. I felt bad because it's like his elimination episode is the day that we're doing this. You know, so we're trying to, like, enjoy this evening, and he's just scrolling through videos of him getting ragdolled in the arena. But that is what it is.
It is what it is.
Hey, been there. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So second to last topic I want to touch on is something that got a little bit too much attention. I would say it wasn't really worth this reaction. So I posted on my Instagram story, right? I did a little Q&A because my plane got delayed. And they were like, when and where will the challenge reunion be filmed? I said they didn't invite me, so I don't know. Amsterdam next month, I guess. And then another question was, are you going to the reunion? And I said I asked, and they said they didn't need me. So here's
Ben, what's it like taking photos like that in the airport? I'm just imagining you there being like just in front of your camera. Yeah. Some TSA guy? The fuck is this guy doing?
What are you doing?
Sir, you missed your plane.
You've been here for 3.5 hours. Leave. No, it's so here's the thing. Like, I don't really take it that personally. I've been very, very jokey around with it because, like, I get it. The reunion, I think, is
something that's for like compelling storylines, people that had a lot going on in the season. And because it's filmed in Amsterdam, there are so many expenses, travel-wise, lodging-wise, that it's like you do want to consolidate and only pick from the best, most action-oriented players from that season. And that wasn't me. I had a very hard time acclimating to the house for the first like week and a half, 2 weeks. And then I was gone in episode 5. I feel episode 4 and 5 were...
Yeah, if you'd had a couple more episodes, we would have seen a lot more of you. But you can tell the first like 2 episodes, you're not even there. They don't give you any airtime.
Really not even there.
Because no, I'm just saying you're saying you're getting used to that environment, which is obviously a very unique environment. So whatever. I mean,
but it's
who cares?
Who fucking cares? It's just so funny though, because like for instance, it posted here, it got 130 comments, and it's just like.
Scroll up. I want to see the top one.
They didn't mean brutal, but not wrong. Early boots in the No Storylines drama have always not gotten reunion invites, so I don't get why some other people are acting shocked. Yeah, exactly. It's. I will say it's funny.
You have to learn how to establish stories, and it's so funny because like that is the case in all media aspects ever. Is tell a story.
Of course. And, like, it's not that I didn't know that. And it's not that I wasn't maybe trying. It's that again, it's very easy to sit and type on a keyboard and go, you should have done this, that, or that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It was so difficult when you're in this environment 24/7 to be like, yeah, let me do this or let me try this move when it's very early on. Like, again, the whole game, we've talked about this a ton. The whole game plan was play it in the middle and then get to the midway point and boom, there, subscribe to the side and make it happen. So there was a lot of intentionality in me not rocking the boat and not creating these storylines, not drawing attention and putting a target on myself. Because, like, again, people were getting thrown in for like no reason. The first couple episodes, like, you farted walking up the stairs, you're going in, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't put your
somebody
dishes
said
away.
This rumor about you that isn't even real. You're
4 girls in a bedroom said that you wanted to go in, so I guess you're going in.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say that? No, you did.
I don't give a shit. Yeah.
I actually don't care.
So, like, yeah, it's that. But again, like, I approach it with a very, very understanding mindset. But it's just one of those things where it's like, bro, there were dozens of things that in that Q&A, and it was annoying that this was the one thing that just kept spiraling out. Because then, the worst thing is, like, I don't know, people being, what was it? I don't know. Also, let me clarify something. When I was like, I asked and they said they didn't need me, I sent him one email.
I flew to Amsterdam. I said, I'm here. And they said, Ben, get the fuck out of my face, dude. We don't need you.
I'm 7 weeks early. Can we do it now? Can we do it today?
I find it funny. Like, I think that I guess people's perception of that is so different than what it really is. It's like,
right.
Yeah, no, dude, we don't need you. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sick.
Gotcha.
That's exactly how
but
people like,
and people are like, whoa, savage.
Settle down, buddy. Desperate
Actually,
much?
Ben,
you desperate?
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. He was calling them every single day. He was begging. It's just like,
he got blocked on Instagram. They put him in the junk folder on the email.
I mean, look, what? Did I sleep outside their house for 4.5 nights? Maybe. But that's okay.
Who hasn't?
But no, so that was just something funny that I was like, we can talk about this briefly. But the last thing, man, that I want to touch on today is a really, I don't know, weird. Well, that's a weird way to end this episode.
Yeah. We'll flip a coin on if we keep that in. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in with us. I think this was a solid one, though. We got over a lot of the details. CT, a big factor here in this story, and I think that was valid. I think that he really did tell the story, but it ain't over. He's still in it. So let us know in the comments what you guys think, what you guys are feeling about this CT situation. Are we off? Because, Ben, that's my thing here is maybe we're off, because I think we're looking at this very much so from a competitor's lens, whereas
Right.
a lot of the fans might be looking at this more of
The nostalgia.
looking at that morality thing
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, but also that morality aspect of like, is this the type of guy that I want to follow and I want to support? And I'm curious to see what their opinion is. So thanks so much for tuning in. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Trying to get to 100
hit that
million
subscribe.
subscribers.
Yeah,
So hit that.
100 million subs. So let's try to get there. It'll be Mr. Beast and then the DNR podcast. Take it easy, guys.